diced pepperoni, a pickle pizza, a secret Pilgrim pizza, and more beer than you can ever dream of. I'm here at Sabatini's, a place that's been feeding Exeter for generations. Now let's head inside and grab a tray and a latte and get this party started. I'm here at Sabatini's Bottle Shop and Bar with the legendary Lindo Sabatini. Thanks for having us in today.
Thanks for coming.
This is exciting. So this is officially our first episode of Trays and Lattes. So we have some Busch Light and some beautiful pizzas that we're going to enjoy in a few minutes. But first, can you tell us a little bit about the place?
Pizza shop was, I'm third generation. My grandparents started it in 1958. And just to give you like the short version, they operated it and built it from 58 to 73, and in 73 my parents, Joe and Carol, they took it over, and that was the year I was born. So they owned it and operated it from 73 to 05.
Okay.
And I was managing it starting in 95. So I managed it from 95 till I bought it off them in 05. The whole beer thing started in 94 and 95. We were hosting Wyoming Valley Homebrewers Club in the restaurant. Next door, we had them back there once a month for their meetings. So we couldn't serve, regular beer. They wanted to try other things. That's why a lot of these guys were brewing, because the styles that they wanted to drink weren't readily available. So we started carrying beers for these guys, and it slowly built from 94, 95 till, when I was managing it in the late 90s and early 2000s, my dad's getting mad at me. A case of beer was $45. Where are you going? $45 for a case of beer, right?
Right.
So then after after I bought the place in 05, I'm spending my own money. We started getting, a big selection. We hitting 300-400 different craft and import beers, and have books and showing people what we have. And then this building was our Play Plaza back in the 90s, and when the Play Plaza, we closed it in 2007. Building was rented for a little bit, and then it was vacant. I'm like, all right, maybe we could make a beer store so people could see the beers we have to offer.
What an incredible selection. Now, whenever I put up a poll, where's the best place to get beer and pizza, this is like, you're unanimous basically. But there's no other selection of beer in this area that I'm aware of. I mean, it's literally a candy store for beer lovers.
People ask us how many beers are over there. There's about 3,000. I mean, it's in that $3,000 beer range since we opened up till about now. It's always around 3,000.
It's incredible. Absolutely incredible. You have the full bar here. Just an incredible place.
So the bar, the original concept with the bar was supposed to be just a tasting area where people can try a beer and have one while they're shopping.
Mm-hmm.
And after we were going through, I mean, this building was a design build situation where it just morphed as it was being built, and slowly things got changed, and we didn't realize what the expense would be to switch it into 2 or 3 units, and we were going to rent some. Mm-hmm. But then to put in a firewall, $150,000 to penetrate the ceiling, to penetrate the roof, and the firewall has to go through. It's like, all right, we're not renting it out. We're going to use the whole space. So thankfully, it turned into what we have now, and we just celebrated our 10th anniversary of the bar and bottle shop being open this past Sunday.
Congratulations on that. That's awesome. So obviously, I'm a pizza guy. I wouldn't call myself a beer snob, more of a pizza snob. But Sabatini's has to be one of the highest volume pizzerias in the area, second to none. Thoughts on that? Because I do run polls on that, and people are always Sabatini. There's a few others, but
listen, I don't know. I mean, if we're where our volume is, if that was true, that's cool. Yeah. But like for me, I've always concentrated on trying to make sure that things don't change. I mean, you have a lot of people that are on their keyboards that know more about the business than me, that will tell me like what I'm doing and how long I've done it and how long we've had conveyor ovens, and conveyor ovens are taboo and all these things that you read on the internet. I mean, they're obviously right because you read them on the internet.
Of course.
But
of course.
I'm just worried about keeping everything the same. Nothing's changed. I mean, we're the same dairy, you know, since I've been involved. You know, the same exact guy delivering us flour since I've been involved. Now, are there some changes in the dairy, whether the dairy doesn't have the moisture content the same or whatever? Yeah, so there's going to be a little bit of variation there. But if it's something that we can handle and that we have control of, we control it. I have, I don't know, 15, 20 people that have been with me 15 to 20 years.
Oh, wow. That's
So
a testament.
I don't do this alone. I mean, we have a lot of fantastic teammates here, because this is one, you know, it's one team, and I could never do it without them. And people that have been here 20 years, 30 years. I've some people that are here 30 years.
That's amazing.
And so did my dad. My dad had a different generation where he was able to have people for 30 years. So if you're able to do that, of course it should be the same. Hey, I don't like the pizza. It wasn't the same pizza guy. Well, guess what? It was the same pizza guy.
Same deal, right? And obviously, and like whenever I see photos of your pizza, it always does look the same. Like I judge consistency by photos as well, right? And visually, it always looks the same.
Well,
Now,
these look all right.
right? Well, let's talk about the style of this pizza, because it kind of lives on an island by itself in Northeast PA. There's nothing else like it.
I don't know, what is it?
So I hear a lot, and I'm not going to disagree with this. I hear New Haven a lot in my discussions, just because you have the very thin charred crust.
Right.
But they wouldn't put the cheese on the bottom and the sauce on top. But I get
So
those.
what do you call that style pizza? When
I call it Sabatini-style pizza.
Nah, but if the cheese is first and the sauce is second, what do you call that?
Some would call it Valley Pizza, something like that. Like kind of you get like Angelo's and Jerry's type, but I don't really find it in the same class as those.
It's, and I don't know where it came from, but somebody asked me what style it was, and I did that. I said it's Sabatini's, because I don't know if it falls into a style. Some people say this is upside down pizza. Mm-hmm. I don't say it's upside down, because this is the way we make it. Their pizza's upside down.
Yeah.
This is Sabatini's, and it has a little bit of a char flavor to it. The cheese that we use, the sauce that we use, I just think they plays well together, and that's what it is. And I didn't make this pizza up; they did, and I just try to keep making it the way my family showed us how to do it.
And people, a lot of times, they'll describe your sauce as sweet, and I find that almost insulting to the sauce, because it's very complex. It reads has some sweet to it, a little.
I mean, it is. I guess it is on the sweet side compared to other ones, other sauces that I've had that aren't sweet at all. But there's definitely
a lot
that are way sweeter than this. And I think it's just where but I don't know. This is what I know. This is Sabatini's, and my whole life I'm eating this pizza. That's the way it's supposed to be.
It's great, but it's very complex, and I've tried to reverse engineer it at home myself a few times and failed miserably. So it's a great sauce. Love that.
Listen, I don't want to interrupt you, but what is the name of this segment?
This is Trays Lattes.
All right,
let's go. Cheers.
Cheers. All right, hang on. Back to the latte.
Okay.
So as far as latte goes, we're sitting here in our bottle shop. We have craft beer, import beer from all over the world, and everybody always wants to know what I'm drinking, right? And a lot of people would never think that I would drink a Busch Light. But for me, and this isn't turning into a Busch Light commercial, but to me, as far as an easy drinking light beer, that, I'll describe this. Some people will call it a lawnmower beer or whatever. I call this cornhole beer.
That's a great description.
This is beer that you're gonna use at a tailgate or a cornhole or what it is. I mean, I love Delirium Tremens. I love Delirium Red, St. Bernardus, Southern Belgian beers, double IPAs. Good luck playing cornhole with them and thinking that you're gonna be able to last very long. So I was excited when you said we were doing trays and lattes.
And this is my everyday choice all the time. People don't believe it, but I love looking at the craft beers that are there. I wouldn't enjoy very many of them, because I'm a light beer guy.
I can find some beers you would enjoy.
All right, I'm up to the challenge. So I bet you didn't see that one coming. I didn't see it coming. So we have this pizza style, but I want to know about what's going on over here. We have a half and half pizza. I specifically asked for the pepperoni because people talk about your pepperoni like in the comments all the time on my page. And if you look at it from a distance, you would say maybe there isn't pepperoni on there.
We do. That happens. People will call us up and say they ordered a pepperoni pizza and they got it home and there's no pepperoni on the pizza. And the first thing that myself or one of my coworkers will say is, did you bite it? Did you take a bite? Take a bite of the pizza. You're going to taste it. And there's a couple of reasons why we do it. The primary reason for having diced pepperoni is you're going to get that pepperoni flavor in every single bite. On a regular slice of pepperoni pizza from someplace else, not that that's the right way to do it or the wrong way to do it, you're going to get 3 pieces of pepperoni, sometimes 2, sometimes 1, sometimes 4, who knows? And you're not going to get pepperoni flavor in every bite. When you're eating this pizza with the diced pepperoni on it, there's not a bite that's not going to get that fantastic pepperoni flavor. So it's what my dad's, and I don't know if at one point there was round pepperoni at Sabatini's.
Oh yeah?
I'm not sure when it changed from regular pepperoni to what we use, but there, once you try this, it is something different.
I'm totally pumped to give this a go.
Go ahead.
Let's go here. All right, here we go. It's got a nice undercarriage on that. All right, here we go. And literally every bite has that. The texture is awesome too.
Well, it's 1/4 inch thick, so the pepperoni itself is a little thicker. So you're gonna get a little bit more like depth to the pepperoni rather than a piece that could be like hard or sizzled out. And it just gives you that flavor. It just gives you that flavor through the whole slice.
And it plays incredibly well with that sauce. So simple, but such a game changer. What is your most popular topping? Is it the pepperoni?
You're looking at number 1 and number 2 here.
Really?
Yeah.
Tell us about number 2.
Regular pizza. We do a lot with extra sauce. We do a lot with extra cheese. But as far as add-on toppings, pepperoni is our number 1 topping, and our number 2 right now, passed out mushrooms a couple years back, is pickles.
I've heard a lot about your pickle pizza. I envision pickle pizza. I've only tried 1 or 2 with like ranch all over it and stuff.
Listen,
how'd you come up with that?
do you want me to comment on the ranch part?
Yeah, let's hear about the ranch.
To me, this is a pizza topping, all right? And since the whole time we've been doing it, it's always been a pizza topping, meaning it's going to be a complement to our pizza. Ranch dressing belongs on a salad. Now, I don't want to cause a debate or make anybody upset, but in my opinion, ranch belongs on a salad. Now, I've had guys in the kitchen make chicken bacon ranch pizza. It's good.
Oh yeah.
No problem with it. But a pickle pizza, you need to have a kosher dill pickle, and it has to be on a pizza as a topping. All right. What is it? The other ones, the chips, bread and butter.
Bread and butter. Yeah.
No, that doesn't belong on a pizza.
No, too sugary.
This is it. You've never had it.
So this is like 1 and 2. I've never tried either one of these. So
I'm gonna keep talking. I want you to try this.
So like my visceral reaction is like, I don't know.
As most good stories start, this one night we were out at a bar, and we were drinking and hanging out and having a good time. We leave the bar. There's no food to be had anywhere, so we go back to the restaurant and we turn the fryers on, and somebody had pickles, and we were trying to deep fry the pickles. All right, and this is 20 plus years ago, and it didn't work. It was terrible. We didn't have anything to batter the pickles. It just didn't work. So trying to Roman flour, fried them, turned the ovens on, started making pizza, and somebody said, I'm just going to put the pickles on the pizza. Because pickles. So he put the pickles on the pizza. I'm like, that's going to be terrible. I don't want to try it, right? And they're eating it, and they're like, it's good. You got to have it. So I tried it. It was pretty good. So the next Friday, so there are pickles left. Make 2 larges. We made 2 larges with pickles. Went through the dining room. Started giving them out as samples. And right after that, people were trying to order it. We didn't order it. We didn't have pickles. So we started it as a topping, and now we sell a lot of pickles.
It's a great. How much pickles do you go through in a week? Would you say?
Probably averaging about 10 gallons of pickles.
That's a lot of pickles.
Two pails, at least 2 pails a week, I would say.
So I'm going to just say about this, it feels like such a normal pizza topping to me. Like I was waiting for this knee jerk, like, hey, this is like crazy, insane, but it feels like it belongs there.
What's cool about it is the crispiness. Like, you have to get that crunch.
Right at the end.
Has a little bit of a crunch in the texture, and then the flavor just works with the sauce. And we just have it just pickles, but together, I didn't want to do it because you didn't have either topping before. Mm-hmm. But pickles and pepperoni together works fantastic. Pickles and bacon works fantastic, and
I can see that.
It's just a cool different twist.
So just after a failed fried pickle experiment and a night of few libations, we have the second rated selling pizza at Sabatini.
And it's, a lot of people will say, nah, that can't work. Just try it. That's it. Order it on half next time.
It works. It works. So you pepperoni, pickles, and the other one that's a P is your Pilgrim pizza. As far as I know, you were the first to kind of popularize the Pilgrim or Thanksgiving pizza.
I think so. I mean, I don't know. That wasn't my idea. My kitchen came up with that.
Uh-huh.
We do beer events, and before the bar existed, we would have every month on the Teen Wednesday we would have a beer event, and for those events we would come up with different pizzas, mm-hmm. and that was one that they came up with, and it was for the November event, and then we did it, and it just came back every single November, and now, I mean, to be honest, it's a lot of work. We kind of hate making it, mm-hmm. but we make it. Love eating it, but there's a lot of prep work in that pizza.
What's on it?
That has turkey,
mm-hmm.
which he does in the kitchen. It takes 4 or 5 hours to do that turkey every single time.
It's like real turkey.
It's turkey.
Yeah.
And then there's cranberry aioli, which is kind of like the pink sauce that you see on it. It's a cranberry aioli that we make for that, and stuffing and our cheese, and it just works well. Comes with a side of gravy, mm-hmm. and you can dip it in the gravy or pour the gravy on it, and it's just it's a really, really popular pizza.
It looks a little more refined. It's like some they put the whole Thanksgiving feast on top of the pizza, which is totally fine, but really cool looking pie.
To me, it's still a pizza. So you want to taste the cheese, you want to taste the crust. You don't want to be overwhelmed with too much going in either direction. And I just think the way we do it gives you a little bit of that cranberry, a little bit of that stuff. And I'm a stuffing guy, so you get that bite of stuffing on that pizza. I just think it's fantastic.
I'll have to be down in November to give it a shot. It's right. It's just basically the month of November, right?
Yeah, I mean, we've tried it. Actually, last year we did do it in July or August for maybe a week or something. Mm-hmm. But normally, it's just that season, just that Thanksgiving season.
Yeah. Shift gears a little bit. So there's a lot of great pizza in Northeast PA, and there's a lot of like concentrated areas with great pizza. And I like to ponder and debate, like, what's the best pizza street, like the best stretch of a couple mile road in Northeast PA. Main Street and Old Forge is always on the list. Mountaintop's got a road.
I guess I'm gonna have to agree with you and say it's probably Old Forge. I mean, you have so many pizza shops that are iconic shops. Not just pizza shops, but the restaurants there. Like, they've been making pizza since before we were alive, mm-hmm. and a lot of them are still operating, and it's just such a concentration of really nice businesses all in one spot, all doing the same thing. And here in Exeter, I mean, we have that. I mean, people wouldn't think that we're all going to be friends. Mm-hmm. We're competing against each other, but the guys at Pizza Lovin', we're great friends, and
cool.
we're lucky to be in the same area, in the same neighborhood, and work well together, And I think that's important, which I don't know if that happens in a lot of other areas. You think that people work against each other. Listen, if you feel like Sabatini's Pizza, you're gonna come for Sabatini's Pizza. If you feel like Pizza Lovin', you're gonna go for Pizza Lovin'. You know, people have different moods, different days. That there's different times for different pizzas, and that doesn't just stick to one street. It can go to, you know, all over the area. And we are blessed in northeastern Pennsylvania with, I don't care if it's the worst pizza that you could find in the area, it's probably still better than they have in most other areas.
I talk to a lot of people that move away from this area, and they're always wanting people to ship the pizza, you know, out. It's kind of hard to do these days with the cost of shipping and packaging. But
yeah, but
blessed.
even if it's frozen and you're shipping it to somebody, or if it's par baked or whatever, and they have to finish it off, it's never going to be like this.
No, you have to have the real thing. You have to be here in
never
person.
going to be like this.
But that spirit of like being friends and even working together, supporting each other, is not something you find many places. Like Old Forge is the best example. Like they can borrow cheese off each other on a busy Friday night, or you know, if they run out of dough or something. But like you don't often find that spirit that you're talking about. I mean, we have two legendary institutions, what, about a mile, not even, from each other?
It's just easier. I mean, for us, to get along is so much easier than arguing. And what am I supposed to do? Hey, you're selling the pizza for this much, I'm going to undercut you. We're not going to win. You know, like, so it's just we're fortunate to be able to have that relationship.
That's great to see, though. It really is like, you know, because it's kind of a cutthroat business at certain points, and some people look at it that way. But I don't look at it. It's like you kind of grow the pie together instead of stealing a bigger slice of it.
It's it, you know, and overall, I mean, I guess we have a lot of good pizza on this street, so maybe we are in the conversation.
I mean, you're really in the conversation. I often debate it in my head, and this is a very long street with a lot of pizza. So I guess it would you'd have to define the chunk.
The chunk of the street.
What's your best pizza and beer combo?
We're not far off. I mean, Busch Light is a lager, and I think it just any crisp German lager works with anything on pizza.
Oh, yeah?
Whether you're regular pizza or white pizza, pickle pizza, I think you get a nice clean lager. Works really well, and also like a lower ABV IPA. It could just hit right.
You're also a bourbon guy too, more of a like expert aficionado, I hear.
I don't know about that.
No?
Listen, before this place opened, yeah, I drank whiskey. I'll try whiskey here and there. I mean, I have a friend who introduced me to Isla scotches, like the peaty scotches, a long time ago. And so I've liked that kind of whiskey for a while. But once it opened and some of my bartenders started teaching me, I mean, listen, beer and pizza, I've known that my whole life. I'm never behind a bar, really, until we opened this place. And my staff, my friends, they taught me how to do bourbon, how to learn bourbon, how to buy bourbon, which bourbons we should offer, which Irish whiskeys we should offer, which whatever the spirit was. I've learned that in the last 10 years. Now, when you stand behind a bar and you talk about this, a lot of the different things I've learned about spirits, I've learned from our guests, from our customers and sales reps and whatever. Just slowly learned a lot about it, and we've been in Pennsylvania. We have a sorry to Pennsylvania, but it's not necessarily the easiest state to do business in when it comes to alcohol, and it's very difficult to get a lot of the harder to find spirits. In other states, the more you buy from a certain supplier, you're going to be able to get stuff allocated to you. That doesn't work in Pennsylvania.
Oh.
Pennsylvania kind of takes the harder to find stuff and they'll lottery it out or whatever. It makes it very difficult for bars to get that stuff. So we spend hours every week trying to find out where whiskey's going to fall and go to different liquor stores in order to be able to offer the spirits that we offer.
It's that challenging of an environment.
We were in 5 liquor stores yesterday.
Wow.
Chasing Jack Daniel's 10, 12, and 14 year.
Really?
It was released yesterday in our area, and to be able to get those bottles, we were in 5 different liquor stores.
No kidding.
Yeah.
The struggle's real. I never knew what goes into stocking premium spirits like that.
I mean, and it kind of happens in beer with some of the different brands that are kind of hard to get, where we do get allocations where we're able to earn certain things, and I have a lot of relationships over the years with breweries and sales reps where sometimes I'm able to grab some stuff. That's pretty cool. Mm-hmm. But in Pennsylvania with spirits, it's a game. It's a hard game.
Wow.
But we love it. We love being able to get somebody's reaction when they taste whether it's pizza or beer or whiskey. When it's something that they've wanted to try and they find it here, and we pour it in a glass and we give it to them, and they're like getting all into it. That's cool.
I love
to be able to watch that reaction of like, yes, I get to try this whiskey for the first time, or I get to try this pizza that people have been talking about, and with this beer that people have been talking about. That's cool. That's what makes it fun.
I love to see your face light up. It's so much passion. That's great.
When they get excited about it, that's what makes all the pain in the neck part of it work.
Makes it all worth it. That's amazing. So, as spirits are kind of a communal thing, so is pizza. And Pizza Friday is a huge tradition here. I assume that would be your busiest day of the week, right?
Correct.
So for me, like pizza, now inflation's been nuts and really hard on small business, but like to me, regardless, like I feel like this is the ultimate value food. Like you can feed a family of 4 right here, or 3 if you're hungry, or possibly 2 because I would absolutely destroy most of what's going on here.
That pizza's $13.95, and if you're feeding 3-4 people and you get a soda each, you're under the cost of an entree.
Yeah.
At most other restaurants.
Exactly.
1 entree.
Exactly. And how much is a 6-pack of Busch Light?
That's about $6.50, maybe $6.
My point is, it's like a great value proposition for a Friday night, and there's a lot of love in there, and there's a lot of cheese on here too. This is a heavier pizza than I expected it to be. Like this is an exceptional value, and this is an exceptional place to be. I've been on both sides of the parking lot here, and you run a great operation, and I appreciate you having me in today.
I appreciate that. This was a lot of fun.
Oh, thank you so much.
All right.
Let's do that. One final cheers for the road. And wow, absolutely incredible attention to detail in there. The processes they have behind the scenes look there. Wish I could have shared, but just amazing work they're doing in there. Great place to support. Thanks for watching the first episode of Trays and Lattes. Please subscribe for more and let me know where I should visit next to do the next interview on the Trays and Latte Trail.